So when you come onto a job, they're going to say, hey, we want to tear out this, we want to tear out that. In this case, they wanted to take out the soffit. So I said, well, all right, we'll see what happens. And the one over the sink had the lights in it. I'll show you. That wasn't such a big deal. But this one over the tub shower, you go, okay, well, we can take it out, but, well, can we really? Trying to raise the soffit here, and there's really nothing in the soffit but lights. So you look up in there above the ceiling line, the soffit line, right? Well, you know, they put soffits for a reason. Ducting. This is a 3-story house. That ducting services the room over there. And I go over there, look on the back wall. See it? Coming up, going over. Cuts across there. So that's why they put soffits. Okay, they said just tear off the whole ceiling, even the low section. We know there's ducting in there. We're gonna come back and get this ducting into rectangular, rigid condition, so it doesn't have to sweep, you know, all the way over here and sweep back. It can be supposedly, it can hug the wall here. This is what they want to do. Accommodate this dude, smaller, like I said. But look at this gas line. So if you put a ducting there, is that going to be in the way? Maybe we can go above it. We don't know yet. Look at all this wiring. When you take out a soffit, what happens with the wiring? You find out that they put it in the soffit naturally. So now it's in the room. So you've got to get it up in the floor system if you don't have a soffit at all. So with the smaller soffit, we may be able to survive here. Look at this. What is that thing there? What is this? And what is this? These are massive beams, I'm telling you. Look at that thing. So that's a heavy duty guy. And now you're saying, okay, I want a can light right here. There was a can light right here in this low section. Bingo, right here. Well, if it's on that side, the wiring has to come over. We can't drill through these guys. It's challenging and it's costly because there's a lot of stuff in there. And like I said, their soffits are there for a reason. When the original builder put them in, he wasn't just playing games. He didn't just do it because, oh, we like low ceilings. No. We need a place to put ducting. We need a place to put gas lines. We need a place to put wiring. And especially in a multi-level building like this, is a 3-story building. So we've got rooms above that have plumbing up there, coming down. And we have, like I said, you got to get the air conditioning upstairs or from the roof down. And there needs to be these pockets, these voids. There's not a lot of space for them. So they create it by putting a soffit. Okay, here's what it looks like when you try to go from round to rectangular. It's still going to be big. So instead of hugging the wall like we wanted, you're going to see a soffit design here because this is still coming out quite a bit. And of course that comes over. So this whole area above me here, above the shower and tub, has to have at least a 6-inch soffit. And then this section coming in, also over there, it's going to be a double stack. A tiered soffit you're going to see. Just to make it hard for me, you know, challenging. Remember now, you're only holding drywall, so you don't have to use like heavy duty stuff. A little bit of 1x, tack it to the framing above, getting it level. That's the key to your life. You got to cover up. So we've moved our original ceiling, after all is said and done, 6 inches only, but that's a large amount when you're 6 feet tall and you're in the shower and the shower head's hanging over your head. So anyway, you get these little boards all over the place. Again, we got a little bit of a mess here because that's 8 inches down. We got to have the second level. Designer has to weigh in on all that. But you're really just hanging it from the roof, which is this 3rd floor of this house. So there's that section of it. The designer says, well, we got to build another soffit because the old one, we reduced the size of it, blah, blah, blah. I told you all that. So now she come up with a 2-level design. 2 levels. Let's just do it, you know, handsome. It's going to be real handsome. Here's what it ended up being. So you got, this ended up coming out flush. So you got a little cavity here. If you look back towards the entrance, you'll see it when it's drywalled. And then because these pipes were in the room, we had to put a low soffit along the edge. Really, it was this animal here had to be accounted for. Couldn't reduce it anymore. And the gas line and the fatness of that dude right there made me build it way out. So once the drywall's on there, it'll be a two-step, high level down and over, 2.5 inches down and over. This is the split level look it's going to have. A lot nicer than it was. Snuck it right over those ducts. Whew, finally covered it up. Look at that soffit she designed. She did that on the fly, my designer. Covered up all those pipes and said, well, let's make it look like we meant to do it. So you have this long run down the middle, looks really nice. And then the lower edge is consistent all the way around. I'll show you more later with tile. And we're going to get some crown going on up here. See, designers, they come up with things like crown molding. And this detail, this is your soffit pretty much finished. Okay, all that work we did to the soffit, it really paid off, man. Look at that. Gorgeous. And the reason it looks so good is because we had a designer come in here and say, if you have to do it, let me show you how to do it. And that's what you want a designer for, because man, it looks like we meant what we were doing. Because we did. Look at that. It's gorgeous. You got to have a little step there for that big old huge ducting, but you don't want it to look like you made a mistake. So we cleaned it up real good, put some crown in there, and man, everybody thinks we're a genius now. Because we are. Designer, she's so smart. She puts the paint on the wall and ends it here. Bingo. Why? Because the rest of the soffit is more like the ceiling. Man, we got some thinking people around here. Really nice, really nice. And it's really worth it to talk to these designers, because they really have seen it all before.